There's a moment in a lot of creative projects where nothing is technically wrong, but you feel the timeline stretching. What started as something you could work on after dinner slowly turns into something that would take over your evenings, your weekends, and maybe even the next year of your life. And that's usually when the project stops. There's an invisible line a lot of projects cross without you noticing. On one side of the line, the project fits into your life. You can work on it when you have time, you can make progress without rearranging everything. But on the other side of that line, the project stops being something that you do and starts becoming something that you have to organize your life around. The problem is, most people never consciously decide to cross that line. They just wake up one day and realize finishing would require more time, energy, and focus than they originally agreed to give. That's usually the moment ambition turns into pressure. I ran into this exact problem with a project that at the start felt completely reasonable. I wanted to create a robotic AI assistant. I had some coding experience, I had modeling experience, I made a plan, I had the materials. On paper, it looked like I just needed to fill in a few gaps, some robotics here and some existing AI tools there that someone else already built. But once I actually started working on it, something shifted. The more progress I made, the further the end moved away. Every problem I solved uncovered two more that I hadn't even considered. And slowly, the project stopped feeling like something I'm building when I have time and started feeling like something that would take over my entire life for a year or more. That's usually the moment that people think they failed. They tell themselves that they lost motivation, or they weren't disciplined enough, or they didn't want it badly enough. But that's really not what happened. What happened is the project quietly crossed a size threshold. And finishing it started to require a level of commitment the person never actually agreed to. Stopping at that point isn't a lack of ambition, it's delayed realization. The realization that this idea isn't just a project anymore. It's a massive commitment disguised as a small one. You see this pattern all the time with games, shows, and movies. Someone says, I want to make a game. But unless that game becomes the main thing that they work on after work, on weekends for a year or two or more, it's probably not going to happen. Not because the idea was bad, but because the scale of the commitment was never made explicit. This is why small projects work so much better than big ambitious ones. Not because they're safer or easier, but because they fit inside a real human life. A small project has edges. You can see where it starts and where it ends. You can make progress without it demanding every free hour that you have. Like learning a game engine is a project. Designing a single character is a project. Building one system is a project. Making an entire game isn't just a project. It's a long-term commitment pretending to be a small project. Small projects don't win because they're lower ambition. They win because they let ambition grow after skill, clarity, and momentum already exist. And this isn't just about games, shows, or big tech projects. The same thing shows up everywhere. Writing a book, starting a story, a crochet project, a painting, a renovation. Anything that sounds simple at first, but quietly expands into something that would take months or years to finish. The problem isn't the medium. It's that the first version of the project already assumes a level of time and commitment you may not actually have. Small projects aren't small because they matter less. They're small because they're honest. Honest about how much time you have. Honest about how much energy you can give. And honest about what it means to actually finish something. If you keep abandoning ideas, don't ask whether you're capable enough. Ask whether the project you designed ever fit into the life you're actually living or want to live. Scale isn't lowering ambition. It's how ambition survives long enough to turn into real work.